Have you ever wondered why marriage feels just out of reach, as if it's circling your life but never landing? It's not because you're unworthy, and it's not because love has forgotten you. The truth is, the delay is often an invitation for you to step into your power, shift your inner state, and call in what already belongs to you. Marriage doesn't delay because of fate or misfortune, it delays because your inner world hasn't fully aligned with the vision you hold. Most people think marriage is something they must chase, beg for, or wait endlessly to receive. But the reality is this: marriage responds not to waiting, but to the certainty of belief. When you stop standing at the door of longing and start living in the space of fulfillment, you unlock the unseen forces that move the relationship toward commitment. The delay often comes when you are fixated on time. You whisper to yourself, when will it happen? Why hasn't it happened yet? But each time you ask, you plant seeds of doubt instead of certainty. The universe reflects back to you not your desire, but the vibration you stand in daily. If you stand in lack, you receive lack. If you stand in wholeness, you receive wholeness. So the key is to stop living in the space of not yet and begin embodying the space of already done. Picture this clearly. Instead of waiting for someone to hand you the ring, imagine the ring already on your finger. Instead of begging for your partner's commitment, see yourself already living as their spouse in your mind. Walk through your days with the energy of a husband or wife. When you greet your mornings with the joy of already being chosen, you erase the sense of delay. The outer world can only rearrange itself to match the reality you are consistently living inside. Marriage feels delayed when you allow the outer world to dictate your inner state. Perhaps you see your partner unsure, or maybe you feel invisible in the crowd of people who seem to be finding love faster than you. But here lies the secret. Nothing outside has the power to withhold what is already written in your heart. The only obstacle is your agreement with delay, your belief that you must wait. Break that agreement today. Shift into agreement with certainty, with inevitability, with fulfillment already here. Instead of focusing on the missing, focus on the having. Gratitude becomes your greatest magnet. Wake up each day and thank life for the marriage that is already yours, even before it appears in the physical. Gratitude dissolves resistance because it moves you out of waiting and into receiving. Every thank you is a declaration that you are not chasing time, but standing in timelessness. And in timelessness, what you seek flows to you with ease. Marriage feels delayed when you rehearse old stories of rejection, heartbreak, or disappointment. Each time you replay those scripts, you anchor yourself in a past that has no power over your present unless you let it. The way forward is to tell a new story within yourself. Rewrite the narrative of your life. See yourself as someone chosen, cherished, and celebrated. Speak the language of victory over your own soul. With each repetition of this new story, you program your mind to accept marriage as inevitable rather than optional. Another reason marriage feels delayed is because we often believe love must arrive through struggle. But love is not meant to be chased down like a prize. It is meant to be aligned with through ease. When you stop running after it and start standing in the calm, knowing that it is already part of your destiny, the tension dissolves, the delay fades, and you begin to feel the nearness of marriage in every detail of your life. Imagination is your hidden bridge between waiting and having. Before you sleep, close your eyes and step into the scene of your fulfilled desire. Feel the warmth of your spouse's hand. Hear the laughter shared at the table. See the home you have built together. This nightly practice plants seeds in the soil of your subconscious, and what you repeatedly feel there cannot help but bloom in your waking world. Do not underestimate this. Your imagination carries the power to erase delay. Persistence is also crucial. Marriage may seem delayed because you give up too quickly. One moment of doubt can undo days of inner work. Stay rooted in the state of already being married, even when outer evidence seems slow. The delay is not denial. It is often the space where life rearranges people, circumstances, and timing to align perfectly with your vision. Your job is not to control how or when. It is only to persist in the certainty that it is done. Confidence is magnetic. Marriage feels delayed when you believe you must convince someone to choose you. But the truth is, the energy of already being chosen speaks louder than words. Carry yourself with quiet confidence, knowing that what belongs to you cannot be taken away. This confidence shifts the dynamics in your relationship and communicates silently, I am already complete, and I am already chosen. From that place, marriage flows naturally. The greatest reason marriage feels delayed is because you are still waiting instead of knowing. The moment you stop waiting and begin knowing deep in your spirit that your marriage is secured, the outer world has no choice but to catch up with the inner reality you've created. Delay ends when certainty begins. Your marriage exists already in the unseen. Your belief calls it into the seen. And when you align your inner state with that unshakable truth, the ring, the vows, the union, all of it becomes yours without strain. So, if marriage feels delayed in your life, remember, delay is not a punishment. It is simply a mirror of the inner story you are telling. Change the story, and you change the outcome. Stand today as though it is already done. Give thanks as though you are already living in the joy of it. See yourself as the partner, the spouse, the beloved right now. Because when you live in that energy, marriage cannot delay, it must arrive. Sometimes when marriage feels delayed, it is not life punishing you, but life reflecting the silent doubts you carry deep within. The outside world only mirrors the story you keep repeating in your inner world. And if that story is filled with fear or uncertainty, it delays what you desire. You may think someone is rejecting you, or that circumstances are against you, but the truth is the only resistance is within. The moment you rewrite the story inside you, the outer circumstances begin to shift. If your thoughts keep whispering it's not happening, life will obey that command. But if you begin to declare inwardly, it is already mine, the world has no choice but to deliver. Delay is not denial. It is only an echo of the feelings you allow to dominate your imagination. Once you understand this, delay loses its power. The path to marriage begins not with waiting, but with shifting your perception of time. Many people say they are waiting for the right moment or waiting for things to align. But waiting is a state of lack. It implies the blessing is not yet here. To attract marriage now, you must live as if it is already yours. Walk, speak, and even think like a person who is already loved, chosen, and secure. This shift in self-concept is the seed that grows into your reality. You do not wait for love, you embody love. You do not wait for the ring, you wear it in your imagination first. Once you move from wanting someday to living now, the very energy of your life shifts. What you accept inwardly, you will receive outwardly. Fear is a silent thief of time, and it is the number one reason why marriages feel delayed. The fear of being overlooked, abandoned, or left behind creates a subtle vibration of resistance. Even when you hope for love, fear blocks the flow of it. Faith, on the other hand, dissolves delay instantly. Faith is not about hoping something happens in the future. It is about knowing it already exists for you now. When you anchor yourself in faith, you stand in the certainty that you are already chosen. Fear and faith cannot exist together, and you always attract what you are most certain about. If fear is louder, delay continues. If faith becomes louder, the delay ends. The scenes you allow to play in your mind, especially before sleep, are the blueprint of your future. When you fall asleep worrying about being alone, you are sowing seeds of delay. But when you fall asleep imagining the joy of being with your partner, you are watering the seed of union. The subconscious mind accepts what you feed it during those moments before rest. That is when your imagination is most powerful, and that is when you can rewrite your destiny. See yourself walking down the aisle, feel the warmth of your partner's hand, hear the words of commitment. Live it in your mind, and watch how quickly it takes shape in your reality. Delay is not about time. It is about the pictures you allow to live inside you. Gratitude is the secret accelerator, and it works even before your partner shows up. Most people are grateful after they receive, but the true power is being grateful before the blessing of base. Thank life for your unseen partner as if they already exist, because in truth they do exist in the unseen realm. Every thank you speak now closes the gap between you and them. Gratitude proves your faith, and faith collapses time. Begin your mornings by giving thanks for love already in your life, and your nights by appreciating the marriage that is already yours in consciousness. This attitude of gratitude transforms waiting into receiving. Delay cannot survive where gratitude lies. One of the main reasons marriage feels delayed is because people chase timelines and worry about deadlines. They measure their life by years, compare themselves to others, and panic when the timing doesn't match their plan. But the universe does not operate by panic, it moves in alignment. The more you chase, the more you signal lack, and lack creates delay. Instead, trust that divine timing is precise. When you align your inner state with certainty, the external world arranges the right circumstances effortlessly. Doors open, people align, and opportunities appear without strain. Let go of timelines, embrace trust. Trust is the magnet that dissolves delay. You may think effort is the key, but effort without emotional alignment creates frustration. Emotional alignment means feeling the way you would feel if you were already married. That vibration is far more powerful than endless physical effort. When you move in desperation, you repel what you seek. When you move in certainty, you attract it. The secret is not doing more, but feeling more. Embody the emotions of love, joy, and security, and life will mirror them back. Your feelings are like magnets, they do not lie. Align them with your desire, and the delay melts away. Desperation is often the hidden reason why marriage seems far away. The more you beg, chase, or try to convince, the further the desire runs. Desperation creates pressure, and pressure creates distance. But certainty creates attraction. When you release the need to force, you make space for the natural flow of commitment to appear. This does not mean you stop caring, it means you stop clinging. When you hold lightly, you receive easily. When you cling tightly, you delay what is already yours. Release desperation, step into certainty, and the shift is immediate. Every delay carries a hidden lesson. Sometimes it is teaching you patience, sometimes it is strengthening your faith, and sometimes it is preparing you for a higher form of love. If you only see delay as punishment, you miss the growth it is offering. But once the lesson is learned, the blessing flows without resistance. Ask yourself, what is life teaching me here? And allow the answer to shape you. When you learn the lesson, the waiting ends. Delay is not a wall. It is a doorway disguised. Once you walk through it with understanding, marriage reveals itself naturally. The greatest key of all is persistence in the inner vision. You must hold the image of being married with unshakable consistency, even when the outer world seems to disagree. Do not be moved by circumstances, because circumstances are temporary. Hold fast to the vision until it becomes reality. The outer world bends to the persistence of inner conviction. Most people give up too soon, and that is why they remain in delay. But if you persist, if you dare to believe beyond evidence, the marriage you desire must appear. Persistence turns delay into destiny fulfilled.